Okay, hopefully we're live. Hopefully you guys can actually see me and hear me. Hope everybody's doing good today. I tried to launch the live stream like 10 minutes ago, but of course, as per usual, I always have trouble with every live stream that I do, such as life, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get this shared out really quick for everybody on Twitter, and then we'll get this game started. So how's everyone doing today? I see a lot of people already in chat. Hello, everyone. Hello. I see we got Trekker Prize here. Hello there. We got German Trekkie. Hi, how's it going, GT? How's everybody doing? All right. We've got a lot of people here today. Okay. So I haven't played Star Trek Online in a little while. It's been a little bit since I've played, so I don't want anybody to judge me too harshly with what's going on. But we're going to try to get this thing rolling here shortly. Okay. So, Coley says they are new to this channel. Well, welcome. So, hello from Russia. Hello, Rob. Greetings from Dubai. Okay, wow. Good evening from the UK. Hello, everyone. Hi. Well, we got everybody from all over the world. I love it. We got all continents are being covered here. So, if there's any issues with the sound mixing with the game and my voice, just let me know and I can adjust it. Yeah, so today in Star Trek Online, we have a massive shopping list of things that we have to do. And basically, I have to get my personal ship updated because it's this is a pretty good ship still, I believe. I'm flying the Kelvin Intel Dreadnought. But my equipment isn't so up to snuff. So I have a huge shopping list of things, and basically all it requires is fleet credits and a lot of dilithium. So we're going to be doing dilithium mining, or should I say dilithium farming, I guess is probably better. Somebody says they're sitting at the Atlanta airport right now. Charlie Zimmerman, sorry, dude, that sucks. I hope you're heading home or maybe enjoying your time at the airport. So towards our goal of doing some dilithium farming, I already have our Admiralty piece kind of out and about, kind of getting our dilithium done there through the Klingon Empire and Ferengi Alliance. I've already maximized my refined dilithium amount for the day, and then I have my duty officers off on their missions doing their thing. So we got stuff going on there, as many of the passive skills as we've got. And then I think today what we're going to do, actually it looks like we might have something here. Collect rewards. Yes, perfect. So it looks like what we need to do today is run a couple of the PvE events, which I have not ran. Like, I really haven't played this game in, 8 months, if not more. So I'm super rusty at literally everything. But I know the Breach event is the popular thing happening right now, which gives some bonus awards. And I see this option here for joining random. And it says for extra marks and dilithium ore. So I think I should probably do that. Scott Philgo says, do the new TFOs. Is that the Breach event? Is that what I should be doing? And the Kobayashi Maru? Should I do these guys at the top here? I assume that's what I need to do. So, boom. Yes, the Kelvin Intel Dreadnought is still one of the best ships in the game. Great. I'm so glad I purchased it way back in the day, and purchased it, but you know how it is. The roundabout way of getting things in this game. It's purchases and other things, so... CM says, I really need to hop back into the game. Not played in a few weeks since I got my Disco Prize. Yeah, man, if you got the Disco Prize, you should totally do it. I have the NX refit on a different character. I'm not using it on this one, and I love that ship, even though it's kind of outclassed, but I still love it no matter what. So we have these two here for there, but I'm going to do the join random, and forgive me if I don't really know the difference between these little rank icons. I assume it's difficulty. But we're going to go with that one, and we're going to hit join random. So here we go. And we immediately jumping right in, so this is great. So again, don't judge me. I haven't played in a long time, so I might really suck. So yellow is harder. Good. So hopefully that gets me some better rewards. Okay. Clear herald attackers at the shipyard, the station, and we have a time limit. Okay, so we're just going to go off and do that. I'm going to go to the right and take care of these guys down here. Zoom out a little bit there. If the combat audio is too loud, just let me know as well. Ah, I'm gonna die. I am clearly unprepared for this game. And I am clearly outmatched by these particular bad guys here. So I've now realized that I'm over here by myself, so maybe I should leave this area because I'm getting my ass kicked over here. So we're going to go over here with everybody else. All right, so that's really great. I got to respec my skills so you have some hull and shield caps with some hardening. Yeah, I have no idea what my skills are set at right now currently. Okay. Okay, so I gotta go protect some dropships. And I'm gonna stick with the team now, because running off by myself was a terrible idea. Alright. Okay. So I should probably get over there. Maybe I'll destroy these guys. Oh my gosh. I promise you guys I used to be really good at this game. So someday set your hotkeys. Yeah, I should probably do that. You don't like my incessant clicking and having to draw my attention away from what's going on? Okay. All right, we definitely have one confirmed kill. Super proud of that one. Second confirmed kill. Now we're getting somewhere. Ah! Destroy the radioactive gates. So do I have to... Okay. Close the gateway. Yes, close. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Close the spawning gateway. All right, cool. All right, close that gateway. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff happening. I don't know what's going on. So I know that there was some drama the other day regarding the Harry Mudd store and the prices on there. How are you guys feeling about that on your end? I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. But I heard it was rather dramatic and there was some serious stuff going on there. But I don't know what the issue was. I do recall that they set like crazy high prices, but I wasn't sure if that was like a joke or something, or... Gonna close the spawning gateway again. Mud store is kind of a waste of time. They marked up items that are usually cheaper. But was it as a joke to say like Harry Mudd was marking up the items, but then they marked them back down? Is that what I thought that's what it was about? Or am I misunderstanding the situation there? I don't really know too much about it. I know that this happened just recently. Having never played looks kind of overwhelming. Charlie, I'll tell you that this is one of the more advanced later on missions. I'm jumping back into it, but I can tell you that the game does start off a lot smaller than this. There's a lot of mechanics happening all at once, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but Since I'm trying to mine dilithium, I kind of have to do this, so. Okay, I'm going to go try to close that gateway too. I think I kind of get what's going on here. Closing gateways, doing this and that. Okay, I gotcha. I'm excited for the shipyard troop transports. It's all good. Oh, he already closed it. Okay. No one knows the cost. The same price is still, and STO hasn't really said anything. Yeah, I do know that there was a whole thing with the legality thing there of them saying, oh, these are the discount prices, and then changing the prices later. I guess that's like illegal or something like that. Jet Screamer says, how old is your computer? My computer's about a year old. And I would say you could probably play this. This game was made, what, 2010? I think it was released. So it's a fairly old game. So I don't think you have to worry about necessarily not being able to play it. Let's get into range here of some of these other targets. Let's pop this guy. Closing the radiation gateway. What's weird is I can't zoom out any further. I don't know if maybe there's this issue with my settings. I feel like I'm super close to it as well. I don't know what the deal is. I'm gonna have to look at that after we're done here. Close radiation gateway. Have you played STO through the full story of STO? If so, what part of the story is your favorite? I have not played the Dominion storyline yet. I started a Dominion character to kind of get into that, but I haven't played through that aspect of it yet. That's the only thing I'm still missing, and I think overall the story's pretty good. I made a video a while ago about STO and how much stuff there's actually in this game, and as much crap as I give it for being a bit grindy and repetitive, especially endgame, which is what we're doing now. It's actually got a lot of story to it, and some of it's pretty good. I like the Iconian War. I wish it was a little bit longer, but that's about it. Defeat the Dreadnought. Okay. But I did like the Iconian War. I liked the build-up to it. I felt like it was pretty well done overall. Okay, so we're just waiting for the... Oh, okay, there we go. Ooh, child, that's a lot. Okay. I have this ability. It doesn't do anything particularly cool, but I do have it. It does a great job of getting me out of combat range, I'll tell you that. The cool Spore Drive ability. AKA, I believe it's just called the Lorca maneuver? Yeah. All right. Okay, that was exhausting, but we're going to go with Fleet Mark packages, accept rewards. I have an Iconian probe data core. All right, cool. Leave the map now. Whew, oh my gosh, guys, that was exhausting. That was a lot of work. Sorry. I was unprepared for all that. I guess I need to do the breach one now, but yeah, that was quite a bit. Let's take a look at some of your guys' questions here. It should have been, Enterprise Knight says the Iconian War stuff should have been way longer. It was a Mass Effect tier event. It should have lasted at least 2 seasons. Agreed. I think that it should have lasted longer, especially considering that we were building up to it for years. Like, I remember I didn't start playing STO until probably right after the Legacy of Romulus package came out. That's when I got really, really into it. I was running a fleet as a totally different character before I even had the channel and stuff like that. All that jazz. So I played it through Delta Rising, and I played it through all that stuff. I played it through the Iconian War, and considering how much we got like invested into the Iconian situation, and then it kind of just teetered off a little bit after the end. It was kind of like, I'm not going to say it was a letdown, but I wish there was more. It made me hungry for more, especially considering that some of the Iconian missions were probably some of my favorite. Let's look at that really quick here, because there was one that I really liked quite a bit. Not that one. The Kobali front one was actually pretty cool too, if you guys remember that one. House Pog was good. Delta Flight was so boring. Blood of the Ancients was actually probably one of my favorite missions to play in Star Trek Online. I just like that mission for some reason. It's one of my favorites. I usually replay it, so. Cancel Red Alert, drop shields. Also, Ket, they have other versions of the mycelial jump now for evasive maneuvers and one for a console. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, the Lorca maneuver doesn't really feel like it does much for me, but it's fun to do, I guess. I don't know. Take a fast ship to the breach. Is my ship not fast enough? I don't really have any other fast ships. This is like the best one I've got. Alexander Stone says, also, YouTube Premium subscribers can send Ketwolski free super chats for $5. Costs you nothing. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that info. Technically, Delta Rising was part of the Iconian War. Right. All that was kind of somewhat connected. And again, that's why it's like frustrating, because all that was like super connected together. And then it was, I don't want to say a letdown, but it wasn't a lot of stuff. The writing gets better after Iconia. I would say that's true. Specifically, the future-proof stuff I liked a lot. You don't see me on this account. I didn't actually go through it. As you can see, I haven't actually played the missions here. Yesterday's war stuff I liked, the kind of connections there and stuff like that. I really liked the Lucari stuff. I loved that stuff. That was really fun. I really like that stuff, and I've played them on different accounts here. That's why you see, like on this one, it doesn't show that I've played them all the way through. If you play the Dominion story arc, you find out what Katet is up to with her rogue Iconian fleet. Oh, okay, so I need to play that one. That's the only one I haven't played yet. Gamma and Discovery are excellent seasons. I did play the Discovery one, and I like that quite a bit. All right, so we're going to play the Into the Breach. I don't have a faster ship, so we're just going to use this one. And I'm confident that I'm going to be just as lost as I was previously. But you guys say it looks like I'm zoomed into my ship a lot. So, like, here it looks fine, but when I'm playing in the fight, I'm, like, zoomed in further. I don't know how to fix that, so I guess we'll just have to deal. All right, join task force operation. So we're in that now. And we'll see what happens. Cool, that was fast. It should be, though, because that's the one everyone's playing. The big problem with the Iconian War arc is that there wasn't much you could do in it. They had enough of an issue with the fact that they were winning all of your engagements, but the war was being lost. $2 from In My Forces. Thank you for the $2. Awesome content, thanks. No, you're awesome, thanks to you. Oh, God. Okay. Any advice for this would be very helpful, so. You need to change your zoom in keybind to zoom in and out. Scott says, just follow everybody else. Well, that's, I like that. Okay. Look at this guy with his Intel Dreadnought. Mine's better than yours. Yours sucks. I'm kidding. Yours is probably better than mine. All right, cool. So it looks like we got to blow up a bunch of stuff on the ship. Got to go Sanic fast. Okay, everyone's taking off. Okay, here we go. All right. Avoid the plasma blooms. Okay, I see those there. Should I destroy these hard points, or everyone's just hauling ass? Okay, so I'm just going to go with everybody else. Okay. Whew, we did it, guys. I'm so glad I was here to help. Me and the other Intel Dreadnought are like, are we doing anything? Because these guys are hauling ass. Okay, so I guess we're going to continue on. All right, I'm hauling as much ass as I can right now. Don't mind that. That was intentional. I intentionally crashed into that. That was all part of it. We're doing great here with my ability to navigate this thing with this giant-ass ship. Now I understand why you said to bring something smaller. Because this is retarded. Gotta roll. Thanks for hanging out, Charlie. I appreciate it. Jet Screamer's got to go. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it as well. Ah! Well, this is just difficult as I'll get. Turn it around. I should have just waited for them to say rally at the breach site. Shit. Hey, this is something I can blow up. Ah, I'm participating. Yeah, I gotta write a term paper, check you in the game sometime. Yeah, man, Scott, just send me a DM or whatever with your STO handle info. We can get on here together. Impulse speed thing is here. I have evasive maneuvers, and then I think that's all I've got for impulse speed. I have 4 Atari 5200 controllers to repair. Holy crap, that sounds pretty cool. I'll post up my ad information actually on my about section on the YouTube, so that way everyone can just find it there, and then you guys can just add me if you'd like. So that way it's easier for y'all to find me. Okay, here we go. Now we're finding some things to blow up. Pass, pass. Okay. Well, these guys are opening this thing up here. Okay, I see some targets behind us here. I'm sure there's a rhyme to reason to what the hell is going on here, but I don't know what it is. Oh, that's gonna suck. Yep, I saw that coming from a mile away. Whoops. Yeah, so this is clearly not helpful that I'm flying around in this big-ass ship. It's all right, though. Oh, cool, the respawn point's really close. That's nice. So we're going to open these things up until we find the power relay. Power relay, blah. The sub-power core, okay. Oh, get the hell out of there. Oh my gosh, that is really tricky. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I promise to do better. You've inspired me. I'm going to find the stream on my PS4, then jump into game myself. Need to shake off the rust of my Tier 6 Connie. Yeah, you can clearly see I'm super rusty. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm going to do my best to get better. I'm sure my teammates right now are like, man, this guy sucks. But that's okay. Maybe I don't follow the Delta Rising storyline. Why are we fighting the Voth again? That's a great question, too. The Central Power Nexus. Ooh, we're doing great here with these graphics, I tell you that. All right, cool. When it comes to blowing shit up, I've got it. Escape the Voth Fortress. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that's not going to happen. What do you guys want to see what the Voth Fortress looks like when it blows up from the inside? We're about to find out. Woo, got 25 seconds. There's no way we're going to make this. Oh my gosh, we made it. I don't know how we did that. 10 seconds to spare. Totally cool. Wow, that was, I did really embarrassing there. That's okay, though. We'll take the Fleet Mark package, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to grab. 480 dilithium. GG, the guy says in the chat. Yeah, not to me, bud. Okay, they try to... Okay, I actually need to go do the breach for my daily, so I'll hop back on if you're still going once I'm done. Cool. Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. We got some farming to do, so we're not leaving for a little while now. So I'll probably be on for another 30 or 40 minutes, though. Okay, so collect rewards here. We got a couple of empty slots for our stuff, but... yeah, sorry that was embarrassing, you guys. I did the best I could. Thomas says, they try to take the Dyson Spear from us after we find it. It starts a whole conflict with them that spills over into the Delta Quadrant. That is true. That's kind of what happened there. We're not back to fighting them again. I think that's just, the breach has just kind of gone through the, like they've gone through the different PvE events, and now we're back to the breach again. So it's not like a new conflict with the Voth, if that makes sense. Good luck, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about, but good luck. So I have a red shirt. Yeah, well... I don't know either, so. Okay. So, in the Admiralty, I have my ships are back on. So we have a couple of more missions to try to do here, but none of these have any dilithium attached to it. Let's pass on this one and plan that. So that's, oh gosh, they're not ready yet, that's why. Okay. So when they're ready, we'll be able to do that. Let's see, do we have anything current map? Let's just do these for right now. 5 dilithium. Live long and prosper, bruh. No, you live long and prosper, Michael. All right. So we talked a little bit about the Harry Mudd situation there with the new store. I'm still not quite sure. Hello. I'm still not quite sure what the issue is, other than the fact that they marked up a bunch of costs for items that they were either giving away for free or that were much cheaper later on. I know that Admiral KL said on Twitter that they plan on removing the discount and going back to full price, which is, I think, 8,000 Zen for some of those items, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if that's the case necessarily. I don't think Star Trek Online has actually come out and said, yeah, we're absolutely going to be going back to the full price at some point. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We're going to do another random here. And hopefully it's not the breach again, but it probably is. All in favor of a Pike-based Star Trek show, say aye. Aye. But Michael, I'll say that I think that there is a higher probability that we'll get a Pike movie, like a streaming movie on CBS All Access, than we will a Pike series at this point. What do you guys think about that? I think we're going to get a Pike film. But that's just my personal opinion. And I hope that we get the actual Star Trek 4. What do you guys think about that, Star Trek 4? For the new Kelvin stuff. I'm in a weird position where I actually like Star Trek Beyond, but a lot of people did not. So, oh god, what is this? Defeat the Borg ships guarding the Queen. Okay, I can blow shit up. I know how to do that. I'd love a series that would address the aftermath of the Dominion War. Hopefully we'll get some information regarding the Dominion War in the Picard show. Hopefully they don't just totally ignore it. Optional objectives. Defeat all guards in 10 minutes or less. Okay. Beyond was one of the best of them. Hate the Kelvin universe. That's kind of the feelings. You know, you either hate it or you love it. Beyond was one of the best. I think that the Kelvin universe films would have been helped out if the Beyond film was second, as opposed to Into Darkness, which people really viewed as just a straight ripoff of Wrath of Khan. And Into Darkness has a lot of issues as like a film in terms of like actual story structure and stuff like that. But overall, the idea of what they were doing isn't bad. I'm dying. But I don't think it was particularly the worst thing in the world, but it definitely could have been better. I think we'll just leave it at that. I'm going to activate my Lorca maneuver. I got to get the hell out of there. I am wrapped up in some craziness right now. Okay, we are back in the fight. Holy moly. Yeah, I gotta figure out the zoom thing here because I am kind of just wrapped up. Can't see where the hell I'm shooting. Here's a little unknown fact for some folks, for most folks actually. So my then girlfriend, current wife, took me to go see Star Trek Beyond when it came out. And actually, Star Trek Beyond is what kind of inspired me to keep making this channel because I just loved it so much. It was just, I liked it. I thought it was very quintessential Trek. I thought the villain character could have used a little bit more juice to it, but I really loved what was happening inside of Beyond so much. That yeah, so it's a little tidbit for you guys. I liked it that much. I actually bought it on Blu-ray. I liked it so much, which I don't buy anything on Blu-ray or DVD or any of that crap. So okay, that blew up in my face. Rude. Let's get over there. Dominic says, I like the JJ movies. Yeah, again, I feel like Into Darkness had some story structure problems. overall, but I thought it was a fine film. It definitely had some story issues, but overall, I actually really enjoyed it quite a bit. Let's hit it with everything we got here. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of focused here on not dying. Let's do a hard turn. Let's get those torpedoes out. There we go. Cool. You are not eternal. You're getting your ass kicked. Oh, but it is. Scan for escape pods. Cool. Sure, I'll take these. I don't need them, but I'll take them. All right. Whew. KK7977. Axanar has the right idea of Star Trek should be. Do you agree? I would say that I don't know what Axanar is currently, because so many of the creatives that were attached to the prelude to Axanar have, gone different directions. Some of them had burned bridges with Alec Peters and things of that nature. I would say that the premise of what Axanar is, I would say, is very good, very traditional style of Star Trek. And I'm curious to see what they still produce. I think regardless of your feelings towards Alec Peters, because some people have different emotions towards him, I would say that the production itself definitely has an interesting premise, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. But I don't know what it is like now, so I don't know if it's good or bad or really what it's going to come out to be. But Prelude to Axanar, I loved quite a bit. I did like it a lot. The JJ movies are fun, but takes too many liberties with the characters' core personalities. Scott, I would say you are correct. In fact, one of the reasons why I liked Star Trek Beyond so much is it was for the very first time that Chris Pine's Kirk really acted like Captain Kirk. And I loved the fact in that movie that they didn't try to set up any kind of love interest between him and Jayla, because they could have easily done that, but they didn't. His whole focus in that movie was just to get his crew back safely to the Yorktown. And I thought that was really on the money. He was very captain in that movie, and I think he really, really played that part well. I think they wrote it much more appropriate to the Captain Kirk character and his focus being just on his crew, which is what it should be. So I really liked that quite a bit, and I appreciated that particular fact quite a bit there. So we're going to join another random for more dilithium. We're just going to keep getting that dilithium. Good morning, Ketwolski. Good morning, John. How are you? That photo of the classic crew pulling the heartstrings, it definitely did. Engage the Borg patrols. Okay, I don't know what this is about, but I see some Borg spheres. I know how to blow shit up. We're going to blow shit up here. Did the JJ verse and Discovery bring in new fans? People always assume that. I would say the JJ verse definitely did. But Discovery, I don't know. I will say for my own personal thing here is that people that I know in my real life destroyed the transwarp gate. Okay, that's easy. I would say that in my own personal reality that I have here in my actual real life, people that don't traditionally watch Star Trek did watch and did enjoy Star Trek Discovery, like way more than what people give it credit for. Not traditional Star Trek fans, but people who... I don't think I'm damaging this gateway. I think I have to go someplace else. I literally cannot see where I'm going. Okay, there we go. Okay, I couldn't see where I was at. Sorry about that. But yeah, so in my real life, a lot of people did enjoy it that were not traditional Star Trek fans, including the JJ films, which is... It's interesting, even my wife, who's not a Star Trek fan traditionally, she did enjoy Discovery and the JJ films. Like, she saw them. Like I said, she took me to see Star Trek Beyond, and she actually did enjoy watching it. It was not something that she slogged through just for the sake of me. I had a little bit of a slog through just for the sake of me, but it was mostly her just enjoying it herself. So It's one of those things. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I know we Trekkies fight about it all the time. But would I say that it brought in new fans? I would say yes. To the extent that they wanted? Probably not. But I would say the answer is yes. Okay, so that's down. We have a tactical cube here that needs to get its ass kicked. Can we get into range here on this thing? Okay, we're doing great work here. Come on, turn. There we go. Are we going to fire, or what are we doing here, folks? Do we just not have line of sight? There we go. Did I read the comic Star Trek Boldly Go? Yes, I did, and don't be mad, but I really don't really remember it all that much. Cool. More dilithium ore. That's what we need. Leave map now. Okay, let's answer some of your questions here, because I keep doing this. I always wondered why Voyager isn't getting much love from the fans. It's my favorite series. You know, it's interesting. Voyager is probably one of my least favorite series. I don't really have a reason for that. It's just when I'm like, I want to watch some Star Trek, the last thing that I think about is watching Voyager. I don't know why. It's very strange. It's just weird. My wife is a high school teacher, and a lot of her students watch Discovery. Yeah, I think that it's more popular than I think a lot of us Trekkies realize, because we're kind of, I don't want to say we're up our own butts, but we're kind of up our own butts a little bit on the internet, and we kind of connect ourselves together as Trekkies. But a wider audience of folks, I think, liked Discovery more than some of us realize. So I like Cumberbatch, but really disliked Into Darkness. Not to be a hater, but I thought it forced too many classic scenes. I would agree with you there. I think it did force too many classic scenes. I think it was the Countdown comic or the Khan comic that explained why Khan looked different than Ricardo Montalban, and it had to do with, like, I think they like genetically changed his appearance so that people wouldn't recognize him or something like that, which is weird, and they didn't put it in the movie, but I think changing his character to something different like that was something that probably needed to be explained in the film, but they didn't, so people, of course, got disconnected from that as well. But yeah, I liked, Benedict Cumberbatch is a good actor. And I love Peter Weller in there, flying this ship, actually, the Intel Dreadnought, as Admiral Marcus. I like that part. Like the montage at the end of Beyond, where they showed the new Enterprise being built. It looked like a stop capture of the new JLR Ford aircraft carrier being built. Yeah, I liked it too. And if Star Trek 4 gets off the ground, then we'll actually get to see what the heck that looks like. So I'm very excited for that. I don't know why I'm missing Deep Space Nine. That's where I was trying to go to. Approach Deep Space Nine. Approach. I hate how they turned Section 31 into a very shallow villain organization. I don't know if they've turned them into a shallow villain organization. And if you guys watch some of my reviews of Star Trek Discovery Season 2, I actually struggled with the villainization of Leland, who was in charge of Section 31 from the ops perspective, especially the whole situation between him and Michael. Because, in my opinion, Michael's parents signed up to be a part of the Section 31 situation to explore their time travel suit, and they risked a lot to be a part of that, including being, attacked by Klingons. And they tried to vilify Leland and Section 31 for doing those kinds of things, but I didn't blame Leland for that. I think it's just the nature of Section 31. Do I think that was a little shallow? I don't, but I wish that they had explored the complication of people in those situations, whether they were a part of Section 31 or not. I wish they kind of explored that a little bit more, but they did not. Beam up specialist. No, I don't want to beam up anybody right now. Continuum Trek beaming in. What's up, Continuum Trek? If you guys haven't checked out Continuum Trek's channel, you should be. He's one of my cohorts that's attached to Stock at Deep Space Nine, attached to Trek Sphere. So, question for you guys, for my STO fans. I have damaged impulse engines and I need to repair them. Where do I go to do that? Because I forgot. I don't know where to do that at. So, anybody that knows that. Ket, what engines are you using? I'll tell you that here in 1 second, as soon as this thing is loading. I haven't been in Deep Space Nine in a while. I didn't even know these doors were here. Okay, cool. So what engines am I using? I am currently using these impulse engines, which are the supercooled combat impulse engines. Mark X1. My gear is garbage. That's what we're doing here. It's to upgrade all the gear to get it so it's better, because I have garbage gear right now. I'm trying to get the fleet gear because I joined a fleet, and now I need to get fleet marks and Dilithium to purchase all that stuff. So that's what we're doing. Office with a repair guy on the promenade. Okay, so where's this guy? Let's see here. Half of my map is not loading, which is weird. Oh, Morn's over there. Okay. I feel like I am missing something. I have those engines on my Operations Star Cruiser. Cool. Yeah, I feel like the map isn't loading. Maybe let's try to change instance. Maybe it'll fix that. Let it reload for a second, see if it fixes it. Son of a Roaster says, I agree 100% with you on Leland. Yeah, that's weird. The map is not loading all the way. That's very strange. So yeah, I can't repair this because I don't have minor components. Oh, the black area is normal? Okay, so where is this ship repair guy? I guess we can just run around till we find him. Repair guy is on the outer wall. So I'm just going to keep running around until I find him. What's in here? Who are you? Nobody, apparently. Okay. Turn right. In the office with the Starship logo. I will find it eventually. It's okay. We'll walk around. We'll find it. Is it this one here? With the Starship logos? Where the giant repair ship. Repair ship injuries. No, not the Munster. The Anchor. Repair all. Cool. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. Snowman Frost has redacted a message. Okay. I got it, Scott. Thank you. I appreciate it. Continuum Trek. Thank you for your super chat donation of $2.29. It says, why do the new Trek shows have such short seasons? You know, I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing it. My speculation is that I think it's easier to fill in a 13 to 15 episode season with solid stories as opposed to just trying to fill in 25 episodes or whatever it is like that, because I would say every season of Berman era Star Trek had a handful of episodes that were really just filler because they had to fill out a full season order. And I think that because they can control how many seasons they have or how many episodes a season they have, they've decided, hey, what if we just made it so that we condense it down so that way we can really try to trim the fat? Now, obviously season 1 had a lot of fat in it still. Season 2 had a little bit of fat, but the overall story of season 2, almost every episode was connected to the overall story arc, which is, again, a different approach for Star Trek, but I think that's kind of why they did it that way. That's just my opinion on that. Daniel's Hot Topic says, good morning. How are you doing this morning? I'm great, Daniel. How are you? Snowman Frost says, winter event is coming. You need to organize snowball fight between disco and anti-disco fans. I should do that, actually. We should totally do that in here. I would love to do that. I feel like the anti-disco fans will probably outnumber the pro-disco fans in Star Trek Online, but I'm not sure. So I guess we'll have to find out one day. We also have Ketwolski. Did you hear that Ron Moore said he would like to come back to Star Trek? I did. I did read that article. I think it was with comicbook.com, I think is where I read it from. It may have been referencing a different one, but that's where I read it at. And I would love for him to come back. I know he said that he doesn't have any plans to return soon because he has a deal with Sony and he's not allowed to kind of cut back and forth there. But I would love for Ron Moore to pop back in and kind of hang out with the Star Trek crew. I mean, obviously we have a lot of Star Trek alum already working with Discovery and Picard and probably the other series as well. So I would welcome him to come back. Ketwolski, I bet there will be a 4th season of Discovery. I don't know if we're going to get a 4th season. I think I've talked about this a little bit before. I would like to see 5 total seasons of Discovery. That's just a number that I feel comfortable with saying. But if they do stop Discovery after season 3, I would like to see a kind of round off in some way, maybe do like a special episode that's an hour and a half long, or maybe like a mini movie or something like that. That would be kind of cool. But Star Trek Discovery season 3 is where they have to prove themselves. I think people got burned up about season 1. Season 2 brought some folks back, and a lot of us, I think, are kind of on the fence a little bit about whether or not the show is going to really continue to improve. And being so far in the future, now's the chance for them to really step it up and really prove to the fans that they are improving their quality and continuing to improve it. So the ball's in their court. So I hope that we hope they continue to improve that. So Disco isn't going past season 3, says Boa Trek. It's possible. The Mandalorian makes Disco look all that much worse. You know, it's interesting that you say that, and I'm going to throw something spicy out to you guys. The Mandalorian does have some bad writing in it. With that being said, I find it still very enjoyable, and I constantly want more, and I'm eagerly awaiting every single episode. I can't wait for it to come out. So the craftsmanship of The Mandalorian, I think, is a little bit more refined, and I think it's well made. But there is still writing issues that The Mandalorian has. I think every creative entertainment piece has writing issues, but people don't shit on The Mandalorian at all because it is so entertaining and it is fun, and I really enjoy it. But and maybe I'm wrong, but I know in the first episode, to kind of give you an example I'm talking about, in the first episode, a good chunk of the first episode was about him, the Mando, having to ride. Sorry, there's spoilers here if you guys haven't seen The Mandalorian. This isn't really too much of a spoiler, but just letting you guys know. He had to learn how to ride a particular animal to get to the location he had to get to. And the guy that he was working with said, you cannot get to this location on foot. You have to ride this animal. Okay. And then the beginning of the second episode, the animal's gone, and the Mandalorian is just walking back from where he had to go to. And it's well, did he need the animal or did he not? Maybe I'm being too difficult. Maybe I'm being too harsh with that. But there's little things like that I think this is kind of not so good, but the overall show and the feel of it is so awesome that you kind of just let those things go. So, which is what you want, I think is what you want overall for a television show. There's going to be some issues, but you want people to really enjoy it, which I do. I love The Mandalorian, but people aren't really attacking it at all, which is kind of interesting, I think. So Mando has a lot less dialogue based on the character itself. It's more about the overarching story. Star Trek is all about the dialogue, so it's different. That's true, Mark Gleason. It is very true. They're very, very different shows, and I don't mean to compare them in that regards, but in terms of longtime Star Wars fans, I would say everyone who was kind of burned up about The Last Jedi, for the most part, seems to be really in love with The Mandalorian. So, yeah, I'm as opposed to how Star Trek Discovery fans from season 1 were burned up, but they weren't all kind of brought back into the fold with season 2. So I think that Star Trek still has a lot to prove there. I was talking about Discovery Season 3. I don't know what you're talking about there. Ket, the first episode of The Mando was Dave Filoni's first live-action direction. So, yeah, some parts felt more cartoony because the guy is used to making cartoons. Yeah, that's fair. And I've always said this. I've said this for Star Trek, and I'll say this for really anything, is we as fans should support, we should criticize, provide good critical feedback to things that we dislike or issues that we have. But I think that we should support the creative process because it's not always perfect. And I think that as fans, we owe it to the franchise owners to be supportive, but also provide that good feedback there. And I think that providing good feedback to the Mando or Discovery or whatever it is critical, but we should also be supportive overall. What is this tiny ship that's behind me? Does anybody know what this is? Because it looks so strange. What is that? I don't know what that is. Someone has sent me a friend's request. How do I reply back? Yes, I'll accept your friend's request. There we go. Discovery won't be the same without Pike. That's true, Alan. I would agree with you 100% there, which is, again, why it's their time to prove that they are capable to go beyond just having Anson Mount there to kind of carry the episodes, which I think he did in a lot of regards there. I think it's safe to say that, but it's up to them to kind of prove that. So Thomas says... Scott says that's a new ship. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. I like that. It's kind of a weird-looking ship. But Thomas says, also, STD made no effort to correct the things it intentionally messed up. They just turned the fans against each other. The Mando has so much effort put into it. So, Thomas, I would say that they did put an effort in. I would disagree with you there. It may not have been a whole lot of effort, but effort was put in. And the reason I say that is because they did change the Klingons back to the things that they were. And they also brought in the Enterprise, which they said they weren't going to do, but they brought in the right colored uniforms. I say the right colored uniforms for that era. They made a few minor tweaks and changes here and there. I don't think it was as impactful as some people would have wanted, but I would say, to be fair, I don't think they did as much as they could have, but to say that they did nothing, I don't think is fair to say either. They did do a few things. The ship behind you is the Somerval. It's the IDW STD ship. Gotcha. Okay. Are you reading the Year 5 comic for the TOS, and what do you think of it? John Austin says, no, I'm not reading the Year 5 comic. I'm kind of aware that it exists, but I haven't picked it up yet personally. I wonder how Star Trek 4 will be. I hope it will be better than Star Trek Beyond. See, Daniel, you missed the conversation earlier. I loved Star Trek Beyond. And in fact, as I said to some other folks, it helped inspire me to keep this channel going. And I own it on Blu-ray. I bought the special edition Blu-ray from Walmart, actually, to get the 2 little figurines that came with it. Cool. Let's do another random TFO. This will probably be the last one that we do for today. It's an hour of live stream is good. Mark Gleason says they're learning from STD. Berman Trek was about catering to what already was, and the Discovery, they're trying to figure out how to keep what was already there and add new fans. Yeah, I mean, I would say the one thing that Discovery is doing is attempting to do something different. And I've said this many times before, they did not do a good job with maintaining fan expectations stepping into, oh God, a ground combat. Oh God, this is my first ground combat since we started again, so be prepared for this to suck too. This is going to be terrible. But yeah, I don't think they did a good enough job maintaining fan expectations with what to expect for Star Trek Discovery Season 1. I've always said that they should have called it a reboot, in my opinion, which personally I think people would have been a little bit upset about, but eventually would have been okay with it because they could have easily done like, oh, it's just another part of this multiverse, and we're going to tell other stories in the multiverse type situation where don't get hemmed up on what was there before and all this other stuff. But they didn't do that, and people got really upset. So, okay, so I'm going to be focused here to try not to die. These guys are moving way faster than me. Holy moly bully. I am getting my ass handed to me right now. Okay, so I am clearly not prepared for ground combat at all. But that's okay. We're going to do our best here. I have terrible ground combat equipment as well, so. All right, we're going to get back down there. Huh. Okay, I do kind of vaguely remember this one. This is the one with all the alarm bugs and the little creepy crawly bugs. I do kind of remember this one a little bit. Look at this guy. See, I know this is $20 because he's in the mud store, and I kind of want it because he looks awesome. Huh. Mark Gleason asks how long I've been playing. I said earlier I started playing right after Legacy of Romulus came out, but I've been on and off this game for many, many years. And I would say that it's... Whoa, that's weird. Ah! Sorry, I'm going to answer your question here in a second, as soon as I get done not dying. Let's drop some of these equipments down here. I got to really remember how to play this game on the ground combat. Okay, so I've been playing since Legacy of Romulus, on and off since then. I ran a fleet. I used to be really good at this game. Like, I used to have like all the best gear and everything was all set and ready to roll. But unfortunately, over time, my stuff has become outdated, and so have my skill sets, so I'm trying my best. Thomas says, Takuma was a great villain, really brought it to him for the first episode, but everything else threw me for a loop. Yeah, it was interesting that it was a bold move to kill Takuma first thing. I felt like that was kind of a bold thing to do. But I would say that the Klingons, again, it's like a simple thing. Like, they could have had their Klingon redesign if they had just added like a little story about how, like, oh yeah, these are Klingons from the past that weren't affected by the protogenic virus, or they were in hibernation aboard the sarcophagus ship and now they're back, and now there's like a whole situation between them versus regular Klingons and the Federation, and excuse me, they could have done some different things there. Unfortunately, they didn't. Again, I think that has to do with fan management of expectations, but a little bit of that has to do with the messy behind-the-scenes situation of the storylines. Yeah, they lost quite a few of their writers. They lost their showrunner. They were kind of all over the place, and season one was a hot mess. I'll just say that season one was a hot mess. And eventually, I think they built a story, like for season two, they built a story that made sense for the most part. But yeah, so there was definitely some story issues with there. And Takuma was definitely a good character, but they killed him off. And then it was so obvious that Ash Tyler was Vok that it wasn't much of a twist, I guess, if that makes sense. Says Enterprise Knight says, any chance I could find you in game and send you a friend's request? Yeah, I'm gonna add my STO stuff to my about section on YouTube, and I'll start sharing that out with people so that way you guys can send me friends requests on there and stuff like that. My STO handle deets. Ah. Okay. Advance into the hive. Okay. Ah, we are getting our butts kicked here. I'm going to pop that up to defend myself from this attacking queen. All right. Let's get our turret down. Ah! Let's get the healing thing down here. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff happening here. How rude. Whoa, I'm gonna die. Okay, I died. So the CBS and Paramount merged. Do you think we may bring Chris Pine and his Enterprise to the Prime universe so they can have a shared universe? No, I don't think they're going to bring Chris Pine into the Prime universe. I think they, if anything, they'll probably end the Kelvin universe with the fourth one. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. Where's the way down again? It's over here. At least I thought it was over here. Uh-oh. I don't know where I'm at. Not good. I think it's this way. I could be going the wrong way. I'm definitely going the wrong way. Okay. The Cinema Cowboy says, I don't know how they are going to explain the Klingons at this point because Discovery is going into the future. It's true. I don't know if this is the right way either. Wow, this is really confusing.
According to our scans of the tunnel under us, give me a moment. I'll clear a path.
Okay, I think this is the wrong way too. I don't know how to get back. Sorry, guys.
Walk that first step.
I'm doing my best here. Oh, look, there's another guy. I'll follow him. He knows where to go. So John Allison asked about Tarantino's Trek film. I would be surprised if Tarantino makes his Trek film. I don't think that's actually going to happen. That's just a personal opinion. Okay. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're back in the fight.
I think I can get us across. Cover me.
Okay, we're going to drop this guy down here. We're going to pop this. This will be fun. Why do I still have this piece of equipment equipped? I couldn't tell you, but I do. Ah! I'm going to pop this up because I'm tired of getting shot over there. You are being flanked. Okay. Holy moly bully, this is some craziness. Yeah, I'm ill-equipped for ground combat, that's for sure. I know, the lag is out of control here. This is crazy. There's too many graphics happening. I apologize for that there, guys. I'm definitely struggling to see what's happening. Don't you blow up my medical generator? How rude. You're getting another one now. How about that? Gonna put this turret down. Oh, this lag is painful. I think the Klingons are going to be conquered by the Tholians in Season 3 of Discovery. What do you think? I'm curious to see what's going on with the Klingons. I'm actually curious to see what's going on with the Federation in general. So let me pose that question to all of you guys here in the chat. I know, the lag is painful, guys. I'm super sorry about that. I'll make sure I don't do any more ground ones in the future because, number one, I hate ground missions, and number two is the lag is terrible. But so a question for you guys in the chat is, what do you think happened to the Federation inside of Star Trek Discovery Season 3? What do you guys think happened there? I'm curious. I've shared my thoughts in my video and stuff like that. I know you guys probably may have seen that. I'm sure some of you guys have. And I'm curious, though, as to what you guys think may have actually occurred there. Ah, the Ravager. Cool. Whew. All right, we're moving, folks. We're moving.
The center of the hive, where we'll find the spawn mother.
All right, we'll go kill the spawn mother. Are you wired or using Wi-Fi? I have massive lag issues until I ran an Ethernet cable across the house. Yeah, I'm using Wi-Fi, which is probably why. It doesn't help that I'm using Wi-Fi, I'm streaming to YouTube, and this is a ground combat one, so it's all just a perfect storm of crap. So I apologize for that. All right, Spawn Mother. Prepare to get riggedy wrecked, lady. Oof, that's rough. Oh, it's Captain Jack. Oh, my gosh. Well, as I live and breathe. Captain Jack, as you guys may know, is actually the head honcho over there at Trek Central. Some of you guys may know that. But, all right, I'll take our fleet marks and we'll get the hell out of here. Captain Jack, thanks for coming out. Of course, you would arrive towards the end of our live stream event. Hello there. Don't you give me that Obi-Wan Kenobi quotes, bud. So, Thomas says, I'm honestly not too sure where they are going with Season 3. We know the Federation is pretty much always around. I assume they are just taking Bryan Singer's Trek pitch. So the thing with Bryan Singer's Trek pitch, a lot of people have said, oh, this is very similar to Bryan Singer's Trek pitch. I think the only thing that's attached to the Bryan Singer one is that there's going to be a crew of people there to reinstill the beliefs of the Federation. Because if I recall right, Bryan Singer's pitch was the Federation was still around. It was just bloated and lazy. And then something happened, like the Yuuzhan Vong of Star Trek appeared, and the Federation was caught off guard, and it required that crew to kind of step it up and save the Federation. So I don't think there's too much in the way of connections to the Bryan Singer situation, other than like a team of people will be there to help restill the beliefs of the Federation at some point in some way. So Captain Jack says he's buried in editing at the moment. Yeah, well, I look forward to seeing what you're going to have there. Probably another Let's Play video. You're much better at that than I am. So John Austin says, I think the mirror universe overthrows the Federation in Season 3 of Discovery. That's not a bad idea. I don't think they're going to do that. But it would give Georgiou a whole lot of things to do, Empress Georgiou a whole lot of things to do inside of Star Trek Discovery Season 3. I think that's fair to say. Arcane Flame says, I'd say the fall was due to hubris and a slow disintegration as different groups go for different ideals after several crises of conscience. That's very possible. It's very, very possible. I don't think one of the theories I heard is that Earth is going to get destroyed, and that's what causes the problem. I would be surprised if they go that route. That's a bold move. It's already bold enough that we've, depending on the timeline, we've lost Romulus in the Prime one and Vulcan in the Kelvin one. I think to destroy Earth in the Prime timeline is too much of a big move. I don't think they'll go that far, because I think that they're going to try to have a redemption story arc for the Federation of Planets, and Earth not being there would be very weird and hard to do that, I think, overall. Okay, we've got another failure. That's disappointing. All right, are my ships ready to go? Current status. No, they have a lot more time. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Enterprise Night brings up the Omega particle cataclysm or something. I don't know if they're going to go that techie. I don't know. I was going to say cerebral, but that's not really a good answer. But I don't know if they're going to go that scientific with the cause of the Federation downfall, because I don't think that will blend well with the mainstream audiences that they're trying to pull currently into Star Trek. General Austin says, I think we're going to see the Typhon Pact in the Picard show. What do you think? I think that that's definitely a possibility. I don't know if they're going to call it the Typhon Pact, but I think something maybe like that would appear. I think that's very possible. Thomas says, I swear Season 1 would have been so much better if the focus was on their original idea of a mirror captain sneaking over to our side and we have no idea. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. That would have definitely been rather interesting. I mean, Season 1 had a lot of issues of Discovery. Again, I go back to the fact that there was a lot of behind-the-scenes issues and the lack of focus for what the storyline needed to be. And I do think for the flaws that Season 2 had, at least it had a focus as to what they were trying to do, which ultimately Alex Kurtzman and company wrote an entire season to get Discovery out of the TOS time period, which, again, is, you can look at that however you want, but I think is somewhat of a response to the fan I guess, outrage and problems and issues with them being in the TOS era. So they just took them super far away, which I think was a smart move on their part. Cowboy Cinema says it could be that word gets out about Section 31 and Cisco being a terrorist and it doesn't sit well with the citizenry. Very possible. Very possible. That would be a fun way to tie in Deep Space Nine stuff. Do you guys think they're going to be bringing in any Deep Space Nine stuff or Voyager stuff into the new show? I'd be curious to see about that for Discovery Season 3 or even for Picard. I know Picard's got a little bit of Voyager action happening, but we haven't seen too much in the way of Deep Space Nine references, at least yet. So we'll see about that. The Fed split by idealism versus pragmatism. Remember the essentialist movement? On Risa, when Worf took Jadzia there, conservative pragmatisms were terrorists hating on the permissive hedonistic Federation. It's very possible. It's very possible. Isn't Cisco a space alien god at this point in time? Yes, but his reputation could be tarnished, especially since he's not around to defend it. So it's definitely something like that. I mean, Seven is in Picard, so Voyager stuff is likely. Yes, I would say so. But yeah, so... All right, guys and gals, I think we're going to wrap up today's live stream. I think this was actually pretty successful. My intention is to try to do a couple of more of these. I want to kind of make this more of a regular thing. I have a lot of stuff I have to do, obviously, with my character in-game to our large shopping list. So for those of you guys who missed that at the beginning, we have a very large shopping list of things that need to be purchased to get my ship at least updated, and then I have to worry about all my ground combat equipment as well, but I don't have that right now currently. So there's a whole lot of stuff we got to work on. Basically, we're going to go for fleet stuff, so we need a lot of fleet credits and dilithium, which is what we kind of did today, which was a whole bunch of dilithium. So I'm going to be doing that while we sit here and talk shop and kind of hang in and talk a little bit about Star Trek and maybe some of the new news that's come out. So I appreciate you guys for coming out and gals for coming out and hanging out with me. I'd say this was a pretty successful first event, considering the fact that I don't do live streams all that often. So I do appreciate it. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope that you guys have a good day and live long and prosper, my Trekkies.